I learned the hard way. I don't know, I felt really confident sitting down, being able to explain this to you. This is also really a fun game. Wow, I really hope that looked cooler than it felt. Anyway, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I start to insult somebody. Welcome to A Day in My Life, a highly requested video by one of my #1 supporters. No, but seriously, I'm going to show you what a day in my life looks like here in Mexico. For the most part, this is a typical day for me. Okay, and stop it. I know what you're thinking. Brittany, why on earth are your walls purple? Bro, it's Mexico. We're out here being rogue. And also because my boyfriend's favorite color is purple. Anyway, let's go. What should I say? Vámonos. No, I really need to stop because my Spanish is not good enough. Good morning, Hector. Are you hungry? So I usually just have my oats for breakfast, but his family tends to have beans and some kind of meat for breakfast. I think his mum gets up at about 5 a.m. to cook everyone breakfast. And then I could be wrong, but I think the family starts to get up at about 6 a.m. And I don't usually eat breakfast with them because it's so chaotic in the mornings with 7 people and then me. But I also tried to eat their breakfast a couple of times, and let's just say that it did not agree with me. So pretty much in the mornings, his brother will take his wife to work, and then they'll drop their baby off to their auntie's house. But he owns his own business, so he'll come home shortly after that, and then he's usually downstairs when I wake up. Parents own their own water purification company because you can't drink the water here, so they make bottled water, like the big bottles. So his dad works there in the mornings and then goes to a different job, and then I think his mum starts at a different job, and then they swap, and she goes to the purification place, which I'll talk about and show you a little bit later today. But as for my boyfriend, he takes his little sister to school in the mornings at about 7:30. But yeah, that's what the morning breakfast time looks like in this house. So I'm just gonna put a load of washing now. You're probably thinking, Brittany, why are you showing us this? Just wait, because. So up here you gotta turn on the switch. I don't know if this is a Mexico thing or if it is just this house thing. I don't know exactly what it does, but I learned the hard way because I put the washing on and I did not turn the switch on. And I thought it had been going for an hour, only to find out it had only gone for about 5 minutes before it gave up. But it has something to do with the water pressure because you don't turn it on, I think, in the kitchen, the water doesn't come out very well. I don't really know, but I'm going to turn it on. I will just add that my boyfriend used to get his clothes washed at a laundry service before I came, which I don't remember how much it was. I feel like it was $30, but they would get the whole family, or his parents, his sister, and him would get theirs all done at the laundry service, but he would pick it up weekly, and I just felt like it took way too long for my clothes to get back, especially because I didn't bring that. Well, I brought a lot of clothes, but not enough to have it washed weekly, where I didn't need to wear something a few days later. I have a second load in now because we haven't had water for the last week. It's been off and on, but not enough that I was able to wash. So I did 3 loads yesterday, and then today I'm doing the whites, the lights, and then hopefully the towels. But I thought I would show you the area where we hang the washing out because it's a lot different than in Australia. I feel like in most Australian houses you have your backyard where you have your clothesline, but not here. So this is the roof, and these lines that you can see, the ropes, that's the washing line. So I'm going to hang out the washing. I have a temporary basket because my boyfriend took my basket and didn't give it back. So that's the basket we're dealing with. But I'm going to hang out the washing and then I'll have a shower. Look, I don't really want to call myself a genius or anything, but I've come up with this really great way of hanging socks out on the line. So pretty much you just put them next to their pair, and then when it comes to getting clothes off the line, basically as I take them off, I put them with their pair, and then you don't have to sort them out later. So genius. Don't mind all the washing next to me. I finally finished all the loads, but I need to clean Hector's tank now, and this is the only outdoor space that we really have. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. Honestly, I'm just going to fast forward. it's really not that interesting. But yeah, I actually kind of filmed the setup of Hector's tank, but I haven't edited it yet because I wasn't really sure if anyone was interested in watching it. So can you please let me know if you would be interested in seeing that? I just thought that while I was out here waiting for Hector's tank and stuff to dry. Hector is my pet turtle, by the way, if you didn't know that. And he's kind of just chilling in the sun. I thought I would kind of give you a little breakdown of what the family situation is like here, because I think a lot of people know that a lot of Latin families live together. So basically in my house, or our house, is me, my boyfriend, his mom and his dad, and then his brother's wife, and then their baby. And then he has a sister. His sister technically lives here and we see her every day, but she goes downstairs and stays with the grandma. Basically, our house is 3 levels, but the first level is his grandma's house, and you can only get into it on the ground floor. And then to get into our house, you have to walk up the stairs on the outside. And so then it's separate to the bottom level, but it's all built on top of each other, if that makes sense. On our main floor, downstairs, that's where the lounge room, the dining room, the kitchen, the bathroom, all of that is. And then his parents and his brother's family sleep downstairs, and then upstairs it's just us two. His brother's room is up here, but they don't use it. And then I think it's a non-finished bathroom, which would be great to have, because 8 people with 1 bathroom, I wake up busting to go to the toilet when everyone's trying to get ready in the morning. So that, but it's okay. And then the laundry where I showed you the washing machine earlier. And then, yeah, out here, that's pretty much the house. But where they live is, I don't even know how to explain this. There are I want to say maybe 6 or 7 houses in the street. I don't know how to explain it, but it's mostly his family. And every time I see someone, is that your cousin? Yes. I might be the only person in the world, but I have 2 cousins, but he seems to have about 500. And they're different people every time I see them. But I think cousin to them is even their parents' cousins or their parents' cousins' kids. So I don't really know how it works, but basically most people that live in this street are related, and the grandma tends to cook dinner for everyone, and then they all go and eat dinner there at different times. I don't really know. I think sometimes they cook themselves, but a lot of the time if I go into the grandma's house, there'll be different people in there eating. And I know his parents eat in there, and he used to eat in there before I started cooking dinner. So I don't know. I felt really confident sitting down, being able to explain this to you. And now that I'm trying to explain it, it makes no sense to me. So I highly doubt it makes any sense to you. But yeah. So lunch is kind of a what can I find in the kitchen game. So today we're having bagel with eggs, and then in the egg I'm going to put ham, spinach, cheese, and then on top I'm going to put some of this basil tomato sauce. I don't know, it's for pasta, but I didn't eat it all, so. This is also really a fun game. Okay, so the next few clips are me cooking dinner, and I'm just going to start off by saying I don't know if I'm just privileged or I buy all my meat from Woolworths, but the chicken here comes on the bone. Here we got to cut it off the bone, but I'm half Asian and still I have never had to do this in my life. Anyway, I tried to show you what I was cooking for dinner, but the light got in the way and I couldn't really show you, but this is what I was making, and it actually turned out really well. Doesn't look very good, but I added spinach afterwards and it tasted amazing. So I tried to explain this in a clip before, but the glare was just really bad, so I thought I would just voice over it. But pretty much I ordered this package on Amazon. It was a turtle tank for Hector, but it was way too small in the end, so I was just going to Estafeta, I believe is what it's called. It's the post office, to return it. And then after we went to the post office, we went to my boyfriend's parents' water business place, and next door there is a pharmacy, and so I went and picked up some bread, got a drink, which by the way cost me about 16 pesos, which is $1.30. I've been obsessed with Arizona lately. I don't know what it is, but this Arizona is something else. And so I've been getting it when we go to the pharmacy on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I feel like that's not very healthy, but anyway. Okay, and then I thought I would quickly explain the water process. So basically, there are people that deliver the bottles, they collect the bottles, they ride these bikes, or they'll drive a car, and then they fill the bottles up with water, and then they put the lid on it, and then here I am using the gun to seal the top. And afterwards, we went to this bread place, which is kind of like Bread Top, but more authentic. So it's actually the next day now, and I'm just editing this video, and I realized that I didn't end it off, but that was the last thing that we did. We went to the bread shop and bought some nice little breads or cakes, whatever you call it. Came home, ate them, and pretty much went to bed. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you like it in the comments or by pressing the like button. But yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. Bye!